welcome to another video, my ladies and gentlemen. Expect a plethora of these videos as we march forward to Season 4, and I'm just going to be going forward with talking about what my theories are, my hopes, my expectations, where I think things could go. Obviously, I've talked a great deal of Season 1, 2, and 3, so as always, if there's anything in particular you want me to cover from the previous 3 seasons, I might do some videos on the actual movies themselves. Going forward and whatnot, just to sort of tie up loose ends, because no doubt when Season 4 rolls around, we're going to get news, we're going to get trailers, we're going to probably get promotional images, and then when Season 4 drops, that's where my focus will be. So this is just a case of just potentially rounding off, you know, the past 3 seasons, really sort of closing it out, closing it out. So if there's anything you guys want me to cover in particular, just jump in the comment section down below and we can get rolling. Anyway, into this topic. This is something I have been asked a little bit about, and I've covered it in the past. Not long after Season 3 was released, I did a video on Tory and Robby, and why I think they share a lot of common ground and a lot of commonality. But I think we're going to really see that in Season 4. I think we're going to see a lot of shared story between these two characters. Now, you can argue the merits and dispute about what shipping couple is better and whatever. I'm not here for that. I'm here to give you just the nuance of the situation and the context and why things are happening. And I think if you're looking at the younger characters, I think objectively, I would say Tory and Robby are so similar. They have a lot of common ground between each other, and they can really relate to each other on deeper levels that other characters can't quite grasp. Now, the one concern I have with this before we go any further, is I don't want this to be Tory and Robby get together, and then Sam, starts to, it creates a whole load of drama which isn't needed, Twilight levels of stuff. We don't need that. But if I was a betting man, and I've said this before, I would say the chance of these two getting together is quite high. It's very likely, it's very possible. And the seeds are there. The seeds are there. I think I would prefer it as more of a, not necessarily a friendship, and more of an understanding kind of bond between two characters who can really relate to each other on a deeper level. But I think if we're going off the exchanges that they've had across the latter half of Season 3, just the way they both look at each other, that the direction that Peyton and Tanner are getting, from at least what I can interpret, is it's sort of not like a lust kind of look. It's a look of just being enamored, intrigued, empathy, empathy to the other person. They can both understand each other on a very deep kind of level, and I think we're really going to see that in Season 4. We're really going to see that expand. And one of the things I've said that excites me a lot about Season 4 is we don't have characters all over the place. In Season 3, now this isn't me complaining about Season 3, like I love Season 3, but I think with Season 3, and the reason certain things happened with certain characters, is you had Daniel in Okinawa, you had Johnny in and out of whatever he was doing, you had Miguel in a coma, then waking up, then, getting back to, rehabilitating himself pretty much, and recovering from the injury that Robby laid upon his ass. You had Robby in juvie, doing time for what he did. You had Kreese visiting him. You had Tory dealing with her landlord and all this stuff and working double jobs. You had all these characters, going off all in like multiple directions. But with Season 4, all the characters are going to be in the same locations with one specific focus in mind. The All Valley. The All Valley is where their focus is at. And I can't tell you how much I want this season to be the Empire Strikes Back of Cobra Kai. I really want Cobra Kai to win this tournament, because narratively, what serves the story narratively? Miguel winning again, I'm not against it. I love Miguel. He's my guy. But been there, done that. We've seen Daniel do it. Let's spice it up a bit. Have someone new win it. Now, I've seen people ask me, should Sam win it? I'm going to say no, only because it hasn't been set up, I feel, enough. I feel like someone like Robby or Hawk winning it has been much more set up. And it depends on where Season 4 goes. So if Season 4 goes in this direction and they give Sam this motivation, they give Kyla this motivation, Dimitri this motivation, then I could sit here and say, you know what, I could believe they'll win it. But if I was a betting dude, I would say that Sam could get to the finals. That is 100% a possibility. Robby's in the final, no doubt in my mind. Miguel could make it to the finals. I think Tory will get disqualified by doing something to Sam. That's what I feel. As for Hawk's the one I'm looking forward to seeing, because I honestly, anytime I think about him winning it, I just get goosebumps. But that's for another video. But back to the context of this situation with Robby and Tory. The exchanges that they have between each other and just the small scenes that they have. Think to the scene where Tory's like, oh, so you're running away? And he's like, oh, I'm not running away. I never signed up here in the first place, and yada, yada, yada. When she starts kicking the punching bag, it's almost as if he's being tempted by the dark side. You know, it's like Anakin's being tempted by Ventress to go and join the dark side users. It's so reminiscent of that. Very reminiscent. And if we're looking at it at face value, Miyagi-Do is the light side, Cobra Kai is the dark side, and Robby falls. And he's going to be in a headspace now where him and Tory, and I've said this even before, that I think Robby and Kyler could potentially gel. I know Kyler's done some stuff in the past that Robby may not agree with on a fundamental level, but if you just look at it where they're at, Robby doesn't want anything the hell to do with Johnny, nor Daniel, nor Sam, nor Miguel. Those characters in particular, they are not on Robby's itinerary. They are way over there. So someone like Tory, someone like Kyler, and potentially Sean, I hope he's back in Season 4 because he'd be a great opponent for Hawk. I feel like you're going to see a lot of bonding scenes between Robby and Tory. You're going to see a lot of common ground shared. Now, whether they pursue anything romantic, it's tough to say. I would say it's probably likely, but the reason I don't want them to is I want them to share a bond that is very similar. Just it's on a deep level where it's not necessarily infatuation and love. It's more of, I get you, I understand you. Sort of like, not necessarily a soulmate, but a soulmate. Someone who can understand and empathize with you. That's what these two can be for each other. It doesn't have to always necessarily be romantic. It doesn't always have to necessarily create some love drama. And I know people have mixed feelings about that. If they do become a thing, I'm not against it. It is what it is. But I just feel like Robby needs to be in the headspace right now. I want to see a relentless Robby. You know, as I've said, I'm a big advocate for his redemption. I cannot wait for that. That is going to be probably my favorite moment in the entire show. But before we get there, he's got to embrace the dark side. He has to embrace that inner determination, that inner Cobra within him. As I've said before, he has the heart of a Miyagi-Do, but he has the blood of a Cobra. Woo! God, I gotta get that on a t-shirt. But essentially, I want him to be driven this season. I want him to be focused. I want him to be gunning for that All Valley. I want him to be dead set on winning it. And this is why, as much as everyone loves Miguel and Hawk and Sam and all that, Robby is the best fighter for them to go against. You know, all you need is Robby. I'm just saying. You know, Hawk's held back by plot. Sam's got Tory to deal with. Miguel's still recovering. Right now, all you need is Robby. So, as far as where these two go, I expect these two to really sort of bond and gel. And they have some of my favourite scenes in Season 3. Just by simply talking. By just the first time they interact since the school fight. When they're in the probation office. And then Robby's about to square up to her. You can see Tory visibly, you know, go like that. Because she knows what he's capable of. Like, you can visibly see her just sort of back up a little bit. And in that moment, Robby's just cooling off. And then they start having a discussion and a dialogue. Which is hence the bad boy and the bad girl. Now, the difference, however, and I want to stress this. The difference between Robby and Tory is, as I said, Robby has the heart of a Miyagi-Do. He knows the limit. Tory does not, right? And I'm going to do some more videos on Tory, and people have asked me, can she be redeemed and all that jazz. I'll definitely do more videos talking about that. However, as of this moment, as of right now, Robby hasn't tried to kill anyone. He's accidentally almost killed Miguel. Like, accidentally. Still did it, but you know what I'm trying to say. Tory has willingly gone out of her way to go mad shtick crazy on Sam. Well, not once, but twice. Like, it, you know, I'm saying, you know, if people are like, oh, that bracelet wouldn't have killed. Yes, it could have. That is a sharp bracelet. She's not trying to leave a scratch on her face. She was trying to finish her off. And then, you know, breaking and entering into a house. This ends tonight. I think Tory, right now, needs something else to kind of focus herself on, and I think Robby could be the key to showing her a different way. That's what I mean. If there's no romance between these two characters can really bring the best out of each other. Tory can help Robby find whatever he's looking for, and Robby can help Tory find what she's looking for. The only problem is that Silver now being in the mix is going to take a real shine to both of these two, and he's going to push them like no one else, even Kyler. Now, I know Kyler against people like, if Kyler was to fight Robby, if Kyler was to fight Miguel, we know he would get creamed. We know this. However, Kyler against someone like Dimitri is a threat. He is a threat, and Silver will extract the best out of this new Cobra Kai, because he won't be coming back to lose. He won't be coming back to lose, not after 30 years. But I think with this sort of connection, this potential relationship, I mean, again, you know, I do feel like it is possible they'll become a thing. But I just feel like these two really understand each other on such a deep level that it's not... I think romance could potentially ruin this. Not ruin it, that's not the right word. But it could... It all depends on execution, you know? I just hope it doesn't go the route of, hey, the rebounds are now a thing. Take that, Miguel and Sam, you know? I hope it's not that. And if it is, then Cobra Kai, this show does it so much better than anything else I've ever seen. This show handles love drama quite appropriately. Unlike other stuff, you know, I mean, I've been catching up on Stranger Things and some of the stuff in Season 3. Oh my god, Jesus Christ. But that's a different video. But ladies and gentlemen, jump in the comment section down below. Let me know what you think of this potential pairing, where you think these two could go. What do you think of their scenes together? And do you think that a romance should be, you know, thrust upon them, or do you think it would be better if they remain as mutuals who can bring the best out of each other? You know, Tory can bring the snake out of Robby, and Robby can bring the light out within Tory. You know, all that good jazz. Jump in the comment section. I will see you all in another video soon, and remember, if you don't subscribe to the channel, you are weak.